What's up YouTube? Silver Dragons here, and in this video I want to talk about the biggest danger or risk associated with stacking physical gold and silver. If you are buying these metals, there is a danger to you and you absolutely need to be aware of it. Let's get into it. Did you know SD Bullion is giving away a monster box of 2023 Silver Eagles? Sign up today at sdbullion.com/sweepstakes. Thank you so much for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. If you want to learn more about investing in precious metals, or if you just want to watch awesome videos about gold and silver, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay, so what is the biggest danger or risk that you face when you buy and you hold physical precious metals? Now, what are these metals? Well, they are money. They've been used as money for thousands of years, and they will always be money. Gold and silver themselves are elements that we dig out of the ground. We refine them, we turn them into coins and bars, we use them in technologies, but at the end of the day, what they really are is money. So when you buy physical gold and silver, what you're really doing is you're converting your fiat currency, your dollars or euros or whatever currency your country uses, into real money. Technically, you're not buying anything. You're just converting from a bad, failing currency into good, real, sound money. That's what you're doing. So what is the risk associated with that? Well, before we talk about the risk associated with precious metals, first I want to talk about the risk of not converting your fiat currency into precious metals. Because if you just hold onto this fiat currency, there is a massive risk associated with doing that. And the risk is that your currency will be devalued and eventually become worthless. We've seen the dollar become devalued over the years. Ever since the Fed was created in 1913, the value of the dollar has gone down about 96 to 97%. It cannot buy you nearly as much today as it could have 110 years ago. And this is because of inflation. Inflation is essentially when they expand the currency supply. When they create more currency, this causes inflation. It's the classical definition of inflation. And so if the Fed decides we want to print more dollars, whether they physically print more dollars or they digitally create more dollars with the push of a button, they are creating more inflation. And with more inflation, all of the units of currency that were previously in existence are now worth less. It takes more dollars to buy things. And unfortunately, all currencies can go into hyperinflation, which is an extreme form of inflation where the currency is devalued so quickly you need to spend it almost immediately after getting it. Think about receiving a paycheck and the very next day it's worth half the value as it was the previous day. This is very tragic. We've seen it time and time again, and all fiat currencies will eventually cease to exist or go into hyperinflation at some point in time, and eventually they all do go to zero. We've seen this with every fiat currency that's ever existed. The ones in existence today, will they go to zero this year, this decade, this century? I have literally no idea, but eventually they will go to zero. The only thing that won't go to zero is real money, sound money. Gold and silver, they are used very widely in technologies today. A lot of people view them as commodities, but before that, first and foremost, they were money, and they will always be money in any part of the world. It's not like if you have gold in America, it's not worth anything in Australia or in Europe. You can go anywhere you want and you will have money. You will be able to trade it for goods and services forever. So the danger of holding on to fiat currency, I think, is extreme, especially for long-term wealth storage. Of course, we need fiat currencies in our daily lives. We use them to buy and sell things, food, transportation, housing. They are a necessary part of our lives, but to store your wealth in a fiat currency is, in my opinion, a terrible idea. Check out this article on counterparty risks and how to minimize them. What exactly is counterparty risk? In a nutshell, it is the risk that a person or institution on the other side of a transaction might not fulfill its obligation. Consider government bonds. When you buy a bond, you assume the government will pay interest and return your invested money at the end of the bond's term. But a government could be overthrown, or it could accumulate so much debt that it can't repay all of its bondholders. That's the counterparty risk. Most investment transactions come with some degree of counterparty risk. When a company issues stock, that company could go bankrupt. That's counterparty risk. Even government-issued fiat currency has counterparty risk. People who have old Zimbabwe banknotes know this to be true. Gold and silver have no counterparty risk. In fact, if you own physical gold or silver, there is no other party involved. No counterparty means no counterparty risk. Precious metals don't depend on any people or institutions to give them value. Nothing behind gold and silver can fail to render them valueless. In a nutshell, gold and silver are liquid under all market conditions. So if silver and gold are so great, what is the danger of buying and holding them? What is the risk? I mean, if there is no counterparty risk, what could it be? Well, really the only danger that there is when you buy physical precious metals is the danger of theft. You need to take precautions to not have your metals be stolen from you. You need to protect yourself. And there are many different ways to do that. When it comes to storing your precious metals, my favorite way to do it is a large, heavy, hidden safe. But you don't have to go that route. You could actually bury your precious metals. There's good ways to do that, bad ways to do that. I really like the Dirtyman safe system. If you haven't seen this before, I will put a link to that video up in the corner, as well as one down below in the description. And if you want a discount on purchasing one of these, there is a discount code in the description as well. You just need to be aware that you have a target on your back because you are holding real money and it could be stolen from you. Don't go shouting from the rooftops that you own silver and you own gold. You should stack them quietly and tell as little amount of people as possible. I've taken a lot of precautions in my own life, and I would highly encourage you to think about all the people that maybe know about your precious metals and possibly where they are stored. Because again, the biggest danger is theft. So if you have any thoughts on how to protect yourself, feel free to put those down below in the comment section so we could all learn from each other. I do want to say a massive thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Silver Dragons out.